Hi, this is Brad Sweezy. I'm Vice President of PR for Lawyers, and today I want to talk to you about 3 secrets to improving your website content to get people to actually read it or look at what you have to offer. Of course, you always have to consider SEO when you're writing content for the website, but you have to remember that search engine optimization is becoming better and better as artificial intelligence and natural language processing happens, so that people can look for something, and if your website meets with what they're looking for, and it doesn't have to actually be the keywords, you can get good results. Google and other companies work for a long time to get better and better at voice processing, et cetera, to figure out here's what somebody's looking for and here's how to give it to them. So as you're doing your website content, you really want to start using more natural language and in your website. You still have your keywords, obviously, but as they get better and better at processing things, they're going to figure out this is what people really are looking for. So you want to do that. The first thing is you want to have enticing headlines. You know, 3 secrets to, writing a good will, or, 5 secrets to avoid losing your house in bankruptcy, or something along those lines. You hook them with enticing headlines. You do it when you're scrolling social media. You do it when you're reading the paper, watching the news. An enticing headline gets people to want to read it. So you want to hook them with an enticing headline. Don't think boring headlines that are out there, because they don't get people to read. Think of yourself as, all right, I'm a consumer. I want to know something about that. So use enticing words and enticing headlines. And people generally like lists, one way to do things, 5 secrets, those kind of things. And you see that we do that in our videos. The second thing is don't talk to them, get them involved. Now, if we were meeting in person, obviously we could do that. But when you can't, you want to get them involved in it. So I'll talk a little bit about active voice after, but you want to, think about that. Like so many car accident blogs and websites have, you're involved in a car accident. Here's what to do next. So instead, imagine them. You're at a light and all of a sudden your body's thrown forward. Someone smashed into you from behind. You can even make that even more dramatic there. Your head hits the steering wheel, all of a sudden you feel back pain. All of those kind of things, that gets the person to picture themselves in the accident. And if they've been involved in an accident, get them to relive it a little bit. Not something like you've been involved in an accident and don't know what to do. And I can, probably pick a random attorney website out there in personal injury and find something about that. It's just dry. And you're not writing legal prose here. You're trying to convince people who are lay people to check you out and hopefully hire you as an attorney. The third thing is use active voice. Get your point across actively. Don't use things like, utilize, for example, versus use. Use is a much more active way of doing things, and, you need to call today. Not a person who has been involved in an accident should call an attorney today, So you've got to make your writing more concise than what you would do perhaps in a legal or scholarly argument. I mean, back in the day, with fountain pens, the reason why so many sentences were reasonably short was a fountain pen, you dip it in there, ran out of ink. So people would write shorter sentences when possible because that's how much they could put into it. And so if you think of your website content more like you're going to deliver a speech of some sort, then you're much better off at getting people to read. And there's a bunch of other techniques and tactics to use to get people to spend that precious 8 seconds. You want to catch them for 8 seconds. And I imagine if you went on your website and looked at your homepage statistics, you probably wouldn't see a lot of time spent on that homepage and not a lot of time spent on your website. And the reason is you're not writing it, you're not putting content on there that people can easily digest, on their smartphones. That's what you want to do, quick and easy. If you see those rotating billboards, out there on the road, the electronic billboards, those typically, if you want an ad there, it's an 8-second ad. And that's about the max time somebody's going to spend on something. So think of that, design your content with that in mind, using kind of an inverted pyramid, and then you can put all those details down there. If somebody's really interested, they're going to read all the way down, but you want to capture them up front, highlight the things, and go from there. So in summary, use enticing headlines, don't talk at them, get them involved. And one of the ways to do that is use active voice. I'm not talking about it here, but video is always good because you have to show them. You have to take your concept and have somebody put it in a visual format so people can understand. And the more you can do that, the more effective you're going to find your marketing efforts. So it's definitely something worth doing. So if you need a consultation, a free consultation, that's a 30-minute consultation over Zoom. We can do that over the phone if you want, but it's important for you to have somebody take a look at what you're doing and bounce ideas off of, because if you don't, I don't care how good of a lawyer you are, if people aren't finding you and actively going to use you, then you can be the best lawyer in the world. But if people don't know about it, it's very hard to grow a practice. And that's what we want to help people do. We've been doing this since 2001. So that's what you want to do. So if you want to give me a call, it's 321-613-8476 or brad@prforlawyers.com. Thank you.